Okay, this second training video is about the types of appointments Admark buys. What makes an appointment a quality appointment? First of all, note that all appointments must be set at least 3 days out, no more than 2 weeks out, unless otherwise noted. The only time this does not apply is if it's on a Friday. If you're calling on a Friday and you're setting an appointment, please do not set the appointment for the following Monday. The soonest you want to set that appointment for is the following Tuesday to give us time to get it to the rep. Okay, a quality appointment. A quality recording of all required information, which is questions on the commandment sheet answered with the correct answers. A data sheet for an available date and time with all the required information. And all appointments, of course, must be verified through Quality Control Department. What Quality Control Department will do is listen to the recordings to make sure that they meet all qualifications. Now, what qualifies an appointment is the following. When you're calling for AFLAC, you'll notice that an AFLAC premium this is what is going to qualify as an AFLAC premium. Now, a junior is the same as a premium, only with 5 or 6 employees. Okay, now a premium must have at least 7 employees who work 20 hours or more a week. Can't be union, seasonal, or leased employees. Now, of course, these employees must be W-2 employees, not 1099 vendors. Now, also must be the headquarters, or headquarters needs to be in the same county or within an hour drive. Also, needs to be set with someone who says they have a major influence on the next step, which is the rep presenting to the person who makes decisions at the company. Now, what this means is you don't have to necessarily set with the final decision maker, the person who makes the final decision on employee benefits, but at least somebody who says that if they like what they hear, they can get us in front of that person. This question and the 2 questions before this will be on the commandment sheet. Now, you cannot set with the receptionist or secretary unless they say they are in charge of employee benefits. Now, if the person says their title is corporate secretary or secretary treasurer, it is okay. These are different titles, and these are not the same as a secretary or receptionist. Now, the company cannot currently offer AFLAC or be doing any payroll deductions. If the company used to offer AFLAC, it has to be more than 2 years since they've offered AFLAC to the employees or had an employee presentation or done a payroll deduction for AFLAC. Also, can't set appointment if anybody at the company has met with a rep from AFLAC in the last 6 months. We'll give you a handout on this that we'll go over later that will explain more about this. Now, the company cannot use a PEO or a payroll company. A PEO is a professional employer organization. What this means is the employees are leased employees. They're not really employees of the company you're calling. The person you're talking will usually tell you ahead of time if they use a PEO or if their employees are leased. So if they mention anything about a PEO or payroll company, simply say, thank you, bye. Also, can't set with companies on the SIC list, including governments or public schools. We will give you a list of these also that we will go over later. One of the types of companies that sometimes you can set for are daycares, and then another type is churches. When you receive your quick look, which we'll go over later, it'll let you know if you can set with these types of companies depending on the campaign you're calling. Now, another thing is AFLAC can now be offered to the employees without having to do a payroll deduction. Now, note that this only applies when calling for AFLAC or Washington National. It does not apply when you're calling for Allstate. What this means is if the company decides to offer AFLAC, they don't necessarily have to do a payroll deduction to offer AFLAC to the employees. Now, only certain policies can be offered without having to do a payroll deduction. So this does not mean that AFLAC no longer does payroll deductions. It simply means that it can be offered without having to do a payroll deduction. And last but not least, AFLAC can be paid for by the employees, and it doesn't cost the company anything to offer these to the employees. We'll go over Allstate appointments at a later time. For now, you're simply going to be calling AFLAC. So these are what qualify an AFLAC premium and junior appointment.